wake in the dark, the smell of mold thick in my nose. The first thing I hear is the drip, slow, patient, a drop of water falling into something hollow. My cheek sticks to damp wood. My head feels like someone stuffed it full of cotton and left it out in the rain. It takes too long to realize I'm not in my own bed. I'm on the warped floorboards of a room I don't know. The air is heavy, wet, and smells like rust, mildew, and gasoline. My tongue tastes of smoke. I push myself upright, and my palms come away sticky with dust and something dark. The room tilts like it wants me to lie back down. I fight it. I stand. The house groans. It's not a house that wants anyone inside it. The walls lean inward like they're whispering about me, keeping secrets. The wallpaper peels in long curls that look like fingers. A thin window lets in a strip of gray light, but the glass is filmed with grime, turning the outside world into a smear of green and black. Somewhere below, a floorboard pops, a pause, then another, footsteps. My heart climbs into my throat. I freeze, and the silence after the steps is worse than the sound itself. I can't tell if the person stopped walking or if they're listening. Then it starts, the chainsaw, not running, just the rip of its pull cord, that low growl that threatens to wake. It cuts through the quiet like a blade through skin. My knees buckle, and I clamp my hand over my mouth to keep from making a sound. Laughter follows, distant, muffled by the walls. Male voices, more than one. They don't speak words I can make out, just a sound that says they're not worried, not hurrying, like they know I'm here, like they know I can't go anywhere. I stumble toward the window. The boards nailed across it are brittle, soft with rot, but the nails hold. When I touch one, the wood sighs. My pulse hammers in my ears, drowning out thought. The glass behind the boards reflects a faint movement, just a shift, like someone passing below. I don't dare look closer. The house creaks again, this time above me, a slow, dragging sound, like something heavy being moved across the floor. I tip my head back and stare at the ceiling, half expecting it to break open and spill something down onto me. The smell of gasoline is stronger now. My stomach twists. I glance down the hall. Shadows lean long in both directions. I whisper my friend's name, but the house swallows it. My voice feels too small for the walls. Another step, this time just outside the door. The chainsaw coughs again, closer. I back into the corner of the room, clutching my arms around myself, listening as the footsteps pace the hall, slow, deliberate. Whoever it is doesn't open the door. They don't need to. They're reminding me they can. I squeeze my eyes shut. When I open them, the room hasn't changed. The window is still boarded. The smell is still choking me. But I know now, I'm not alone in the house. I never was. The silence never lasts long. In a place like this, silence is a trick. Bait stretched thin over the sound that comes next. I hear it. The door at the end of the hall breathing open. The faint rasp of wood against wood. Then the pause again. Long enough for me to know they're standing there, listening. I hold my breath until my chest aches. The footsteps move away, down the stairs. A board complains, and the weight lingers on it, heavy, like someone decided to stop halfway and change their mind. Then the sound fades, replaced by that low cough of the chainsaw again. The pull cord rips, a half-hearted roar, silence, a laugh. I don't wait, I can't. The boards over the window are too stubborn. I test one nail, rocking it back and forth, praying it doesn't shriek. My fingers slip on the rust. It doesn't give. I turn to the door. It's half closed, warped in its frame. Through the crack, I see the hall. Pale strips of wallpaper, drooping like dead skin. The air is darker out there, as if the shadows are thicker than they should be. I step out anyway. My bare feet sink into the floor dust. Each board I touch mutters under me. The smell hits harder here. Gasoline, sharp and sweet, mixed with rot and the copper tang of rust. My stomach knots. The house is bigger than it should be. Every doorway looks the same. Yawning black, sagging frames. I try the first one, empty room. No furniture. Just claw marks on the wall, like something had tried to leave. Another step. Another doorway. This one shows the kitchen, and there it is, the window. Higher than I thought, almost near the ceiling. Behind it, the blur of the woods. Trees pressed close like a wall. A way out, if I can get to it. But between me and the window, the clutter waits. Twisted metal piled chest high. Wires knotted with old sheets of tin. The skeleton of a rusted spring mattress leaning sideways. The smell of rust, so strong it coats my tongue. It isn't random, it's arranged, tangled to slow someone down. The first fence, barbed wire woven into the mess, silver teeth catching what little light there is. The second, plain mesh, sharp and mean, but at least it doesn't bite deep. I can already imagine it. My skin tearing, blood sliding hot down my leg. The thought makes my thigh ache, as if the wound already exists. I take one step toward it. That's when the chainsaw screams. It's sudden, alive, splitting the air in two. My heart rams itself against my ribs. It's not in the house. Not yet, but close, too close. The roar rises, falls, then steadies, as if whoever holds it is listening for me beneath the noise. I drop low, pressing myself against the floor. Dust coats my lips. My pulse is loud enough, I'm sure they can hear it. Footsteps upstairs, slow, patient. The ceiling groans with their weight. I crawl toward the window anyway. The barbed wire glints, waiting. The chainsaw sputters, then growls again. My hand shakes as I reach for the clutter. One wrong sound, one rattle of tin, and I know they'll hear me. Behind me, a board groans. I freeze. The footsteps above shift. A pause, then 2 steps toward the stairs. The chainsaw's growl climbs. I press my lips together so hard they sting. My chest burns from holding my breath. I don't move. Then, as suddenly as it started, the chainsaw cuts out. The house exhales. Silence, I don't trust it. I don't move. The silence stretches, thin as glass. Then the first step down the stairs. Slow, measured. They're coming. The first step creaks. Then another. Whoever it is takes their time, as if the whole house belongs to them, and always will. I stumble backward, scanning the kitchen. There, a red plastic gas can on the counter. Its mouth is cracked, black residue caked around the cap. The smell of gasoline is sharp enough to sting my eyes. I don't know why I do it. Maybe because fire feels like the only weapon against something you can't see. Maybe because some part of me has already done this before. My fingers close around the handle, and I tip it, pouring in frantic arcs across the floorboards. Dark liquid spreads, sinking into cracks, snaking toward the baseboards. The footsteps pause. Listening, I squeeze the can harder. The sound of it sloshing inside feels like thunder. The chainsaw coughs again, closer now. just outside the back of the house. The sound drills through my spine. My hands shake as I pat my pockets, somehow like it was waiting for me. There's a box of matches tucked in the corner of the counter, old, soggy at the edges, but real. I don't stop to wonder how. The third step on the staircase, the groan of weight shifting, the whisper of something heavy brushing the wall. I strike. The match blooms with a hiss. A weak orange flower in the dark. For a second, I see my own reflection in the kitchen window, wide-eyed, trembling, already dead. Then I drop it. The flame finds the trail of gasoline. Instantly, hungry, it runs along the seams of the floor, curls around the doorway, begins licking its way toward the hall. The house hisses and snaps like it's waking up. The footsteps quicken. The stairs groan. I don't wait. I drag a chair to the window, climb onto the work table, and shove at the boards. Nails shriek. Wood splinters. One board gives and falls away, clattering into the clutter below. My heart seizes at the noise, but I don't stop. I shove another until it cracks. The air outside pushes in, cold and sharp, like a promise. I haul myself onto the sill. The world beyond blurs, trees, sky, darkness. The ground tilts away steeply. Behind me, the flames crackle higher. Smoke thickens, black ribbons curling toward the ceiling, and then the chainsaw roars. It's right outside, just below the window. The sound is so close, it rattles the glass. My throat seizes, my chest locks. I can almost see him in my mind. Standing in the yard, waiting, blade twitching in the dark. Go, I whisper to myself. Go now. I jump. The fall is harder than I expect. My stomach lurches into my throat. I hit the ground in a sprawl, my ankle twisting, my shin smashing against something sharp. Pain tears through me. The barbed wire catches my leg, bites deep, rakes fire across my skin. I choke on a scream and thrash free, leaving hot trails of blood behind. The second fence looms, mesh twisted into a wall. I slam into it, scraping my palms raw, hauling myself over. Metal bites my skin, tears at my clothes. I drop on the other side, knees buckling, breath ragged. Behind me, the house is on fire. Flames bloom in the windows. Light spilling across the yard like molten gold. The roof groans, and smoke writhes into the sky. For a heartbeat, I believe it. I believe I'm free. I stumble into the woods, branches whipping my arms, roots clawing my ankles. My cut leg burns, warm blood soaking my jeans. I run until the trees thicken, until the firelight fades behind me. And then the sound of a bell above a door. I stagger into a corner store. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting everything in a sickly glow. Rows of snacks, dusty cans, a counter. A police car flashes outside, red and blue, bleeding across the glass. Relief rushes in, dizzy and sudden. I press my hands to the counter, ready to beg for help, ready to collapse. Then the smell hits me first. Gasoline, damp wood, mold. I lift my head, and I'm back. The boards are across the window again. The gas can waits on the counter. The footsteps are on the stairs. The chainsaw coughs, awake outside. The house has me. The fire should have eaten it. I watched it burn. I felt the heat on my face, the smoke clawing my lungs. But when I open my eyes, I am on the floor again. The boards damp, swollen with mildew. The same drip, drip, drip of water, somewhere unseen, only it isn't the same. The window is gone. Where it should be, there's a wall, sagging with damp plaster. The doorway is narrower. The wallpaper has changed. No longer the wheat print yellow, but stripes, faded and gray. As if the house is trying on new skins. My throat tightens. I crawl into the hall. The light is wrong, too dim, like the shadows are thickening. Hungry, I stumble toward where the kitchen should be, but the kitchen isn't there. The door opens onto a room I haven't seen before. The smell hits first. Not mildew, not gasoline, blood. It coats the air, thick and metallic, and I gag against it. The room is nearly empty. Just a mattress on the floor, thin and sagging. The sheet stiff with brown stains. A corner of the wall is dark, spattered. Dried so long ago the edges are flaking. My eyes trace it without wanting to, and the shape looks like fingers clawed against the plaster. I back against the doorframe, chest tight, vision swimming. This is proof. Proof that I am not the first. Proof that the house has done this before, and it will do it again. My heel bumps something, a boot, small, scuffed, lying on its side, as if it had been left behind in a rush. Too small for a man, a woman's or a child's. I run until I see it, a house. White paint, a porch, curtains in the window. My chest heaves with relief. I slam my fists against the door. Help, please, someone help me. The door doesn't open. The window doesn't move. My fists bang harder. The sound hollow in the empty woods. And then, without warning, the house shivers. The wood splits. The porch caves in. The whole building collapses into dust, folding into itself like it was never there. I stumble back, screaming, choking on the cloud of ash. The trees press closer. I run again. Another house. Different shape this time. Blue shutters. Steps crooked with age. I throw myself against the door, clawing at the knob. My voice is raw, pleading, breaking. The door does not open. The house flickers like a dying light bulb here. Not here, here again. Then it dissolves. Gone, nothing but weeds and empty dirt. My chest crushes in on itself. My throat closes. Tears burn at the corners of my eyes. I keep running, keep finding houses, each one vanishing under my hands. Bang, gone, bang, gone. Every door I touch crumbles into nothing. I don't know how many I try before I can't run anymore. My knees buckle, my body folds. I collapse into the center of the woods, my breath wheezing, blood soaking my jeans, my palms raw. The trees creak like bones. The forest leans closer, watching. Then I hear it, a bell, faint far away, chiming once, then again, and with the third ring, the woods disappear, the houses vanish, the bell fades, and I am back on the damp floor, the drip, drip, drip in the dark, the boards nailed across the window, the footsteps above me, the cough of the chainsaw outside, the house, always the house. The fire eats, the window breaks, the barbed wire bites, the woods open their jaws. I've done it all, again and again. My body carries wounds from every loop. Old blood layered with new, bruises blossoming under torn skin, lungs full of smoke that never clears. Sometimes the house resets me clean, sometimes it doesn't. I never know which version of me I'll wake up as, but it doesn't matter. It never matters. The house is patient. The house is endless. I've stopped counting how many times I've tried. The loops smear together like wet ink, indistinguishable, rotten with repetition. I burn the rooms, but the flames always gutter out. I leap from the window, but the ground always swallows me wrong. I thrash through the barbed wire, but the wound never closes. The woods should be freedom. They should be wild and vast and unknowable, but they fold around me like paper. Every tree bends back toward the house. Every path curves like a hook, and the houses, God, the houses, doors that crumble under my fists, porches that vanish under my weight, not places, just mirages the house spits into the trees, only to swallow them again when I believe too hard. Every loop ends the same. The drip, drip, drip in the dark, the smell of gasoline, the footsteps on the stairs, the chainsaw coughing alive outside. I know now that the brothers don't matter. They are just shadows. Echoes the house throws at me like toys. The house itself is the thing. The house keeps me. It keeps every scream, every scar, every desperate attempt. It keeps me because that's what it does. The fire will burn. The jump will tear me open. The woods will swallow me whole. And I will always wake here. The house does not let go. It never has. Wait, do you hear that? The boards shifting above us. The weight on the stairs. The rasp of the pull cord. The chainsaw coughing awake. Listen closer. You're in the house now too.